Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Minecraft Memories, the show that's a little bit less about Minecraft and more about memories. Although I guess it contains healthy amounts of both. Last time I couldn't figure out how to name this fellow. Turns out it's really that simple. So he'll be Saint Ulam. Last time I talked a little bit about the lunchroom. I thought it was if you looked over him, whatever. 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 You're good, St. Ulam. You've always been there for me. Last time I talked a little bit about those weird memories that I had. That didn't quite fit into the whole schemata of the rest of my memories. And I also talked about lunchroom and dessert served in the lunchroom. Because that was, I guess, a big enough part of my childhood that it deserved to be in episode 3 of what is coming to be my autobiographical series. Oh, if I had $1 for every time I stumbled over words. This time I'm going to go and I think I'm going to speak a little bit about the holiday season. And when I say the holiday season, I mean holiday seasons. There's obviously more than one holiday. Of course, when you say the holiday season, everybody knows what you're talking about. You're talking about Christmas. And you know, that's a reasonable assumption to make because that is a really cool holiday. You know what I'm going to do in this one? I think I'm going to do something a little bit different here. Yeah, let's do different things. And the reason I'm wanting to talk about the holiday season is those played a big role in the in your educational development because you went to school around the time of Christmas. Oh man, you were so excited. Santa was going to be here soon. You're going to get so many presents. You're doing fun things at school. You're singing songs. I grew up before the. You know what? I don't want it that close. I've decided. We'll raise this up a section. I grew up before the whole, and I hate to refer to it as the PC culture, but you know what I mean when I say that. I grew up before before anybody really made too big of a deal about singing Christmas songs, so we got to sing them, and religious or not, everybody had a good time with it. Yeah, I remember one time one of my friends got, I think he got sent to the principal because instead of saying good cheer, he said, we'll all gather around and have a good beer. And I guess they heard him. I guess others were copying what he said because it was funny. And the teacher realized what he was saying and was like, yeah, go to the principal's. He was a little bit of a mischievous kid. Probably more of a mischievous adult because he got sent to the jail for dealing heroin. So there's that. Obviously, I've never been sent to jail for dealing heroin because I haven't been caught yet. No, I don't deal heroin. I don't do drugs. I'm not cool enough. That's what if anyone tells you to do drugs, just do what I do. Wave it away and say, no thanks, I'm not cool enough. But say it a little bit sarcastically and snarky. Because if you do that, oh man, he's so cool. He doesn't have to be cool to be cool. I don't know if it'll work, but I've been doing it and I've got a lot of friends. I have friends. No, I do. They're just not here in Florida, but I text them frequently. So going back to the holiday season, one of the first things I remember actually, I remember my preschool graduation. They took us to, I think it was Kentucky Dam Village, which is a village near the Kentucky Dam. And there was a playground and a slide. The whole theme of me being a huge crybaby was apparent here because they gave us these little baggies. Congratulations on graduating. Here is about $2 worth of junk for achieving such a wondrous feat. When I say junk, there was like I guess the teacher had gone, and I shouldn't say that. She went out and spent her own money on it, so I'm not going to say junk, but it was like a few pieces of candy, a marker was in there. I remember. I think probably little plastic doodads. I think whatever the teacher thought would catch her fancy, and I think I'm gonna brick this up and add a few mossy and a couple cracked. But the marker in my bag was blue green, or no, it was green and my friend had blue-green because she'd bought a couple packs of markers and put them in. And I was so distraught that he got the blue-green marker and mine was green. I was crying and crying. Eventually she settled me down. I guess it wasn't too sad or upset about it. I don't know. I remember Mom was there and she was watching us. I don't remember this part. Actually, no, I do remember this part. And it was only when I told Mom about it that, yeah, she showed me the videos that she had taken. So we were on the slide wasn't like a normal slide. It wasn't like the ladder and then the slide part. It was like a ladder, a little room, and then a slide part. So a bunch of us had accumulated up here at the top. And what happened was I was in the back and I just pushed my way to the front. My best friend was right behind me. I'm gonna obviously bring him with me because he's not gonna be able to fight for himself, poor guy. But like I pushed through all these kids, and so it only took I go up, one kid slides, another kid slides. Up here I am. There's still kids up there, but whatever. You don't have morals at that age, and if you do, you're better than I am, which probably that's not outside the realm of possibility. But we did a little sing-song in the park, and then I think I was afternoon class. The morning class did a little sing-song in the park, and you know what I want to do? All I want to do is have some fun. I got a feeling I'm not the only one. What is an evoker? This is going to be the Evoker Zoo. Okay, guy. One of the other... Hey, don't take that tone of rant with me. I also remember in kindergarten, one of the performances we put on was... I actually had a solo here. It was kind of interesting. It was me and this girl named Lisa. I'm not going to say what her last name is because I realized finally that I shouldn't be dropping last names, but it started with an H. Lisa H. Not Lisa Frank, but Lisa H. And we did a little solo where I went up and I said a poem. One Sister for Sale. That seems like a good name. That's a strong name. And even though it happened in kindergarten, I still remember the poem. One sister for sale, one sister for sale. One crying, one lying, one sister for sale. I'm really not kidding, so who'll start the bidding? Do I hear $1, a nickel, a penny? Oh, isn't there any? One who will buy, one sister for sale. One crying, one's buying, one sister for sale. And then she sticks her tongue out at me. Curtain falls, everyone applauds. Great job. Yeah, that's kind of a neat little zoo. I kind of like that enclosure. I want to do a little bit something different up top. It looks a little bit too... You see what I mean. So I did that, and we also sang a song called Raining Cats and Dogs. And what happened was they gave us these little paper masks. The guys got dog masks, and the girls got cat masks. And the song was, it's raining cats and dogs, pitter patter, pitter patter, oh, it's raining cats and dogs, splash and splatter, oh, it's raining cats and dogs, don't you think enough, it's raining cats and dogs. All the girls would go, meow. The boys go, ruff, ruff. And I don't know if there was a second or third verse. But I remember that. And everybody loved we always loved singing. We did especially around Christmas time. Christmas, I cannot overstate how magical a time of year that was for kids. We had various Christmases Christmases of varying, let's say, wealth. Because we were not very well off for large portions of my childhood. In fact, I remember on one Halloween, I dressed up as a lobster. And the lobster was made out of cardboard boxes, paper, tape, and glue. And of course was the year that it rained and slushed. A combination of snow. And I kind of like this lava thing, but I don't like the angle it goes on. We might fix that here in a little bit, but maybe not this episode, but sometime in the future. I'm just kind of surveying the landscape. This is a beautiful seed. Oh, and I'm lost. Oh, oh, no, I'm not lost. Thank you, Glowstone Senpai, for noticing me. This is a nice little flat area. I think I can build in some cool little... Oh yeah, I got an idea. I got a great idea. I think that I wasn't too happy about that costume. A lot of years I would actually dress up as a bird. A couple years I dressed up as a dog. One time I think I dressed up as a hunter. I think one time I dressed up as an Indian. But honestly, most of the time I just dressed up as a bird. That was cool to me. I love birds. I got actually 2 pet birds back in Kentucky that my mom's taking care of. She's so sweet. But I was not too happy about that costume. Of course, you know, as I mentioned earlier, parents try and largely shield their kids from a lot of the hard realities of adulthood, and a lot of times that includes poverty. You know, not everyone's wealthy, and that's understandable. You know, well, I guess depending on your political philosophy, whether or not that's understandable. But it's understandable why a parent would shield their kids from that kind of thing. They don't need to worry about it. It's out of their control. Let them be kids. But some of the Christmases, like I said, were varying. But it was always nice. You know, you always loved opening presents. It was just that magical time of year. Of course, when I was a kid, Christmas was coming up. I could not sleep. My sister couldn't sleep. We would often be told that we had to sleep in until at least the sun came up, and often we didn't manage to do that. I got an idea for what I want to do down here. I thought that would give off light. I love it, but I wish it gave off a little bit of light. If only there was a block of something that looked like that gave off light. Oh, is that gonna hit me? No, yeah. Being a smart aleck. We would always try to sleep in, by which I mean we would get up early and watch cartoons. One of the best ones I remember was by this time we'd moved into the log cabin. We woke up, and I woke up, and I guess it had to have been like 4 in the morning or something. And we weren't going to wake Mom and Dad up until dawn. That was the rule. We were not allowed to open up presents until at least dawn. So we went to my sister's room, and by this time both of them had been born, and they had a TV in their room. And we watched Christmas specials on Cartoon Network and for hours. And it was just a lovely time. You know, you get to spend those times with your family, and you treasure those moments. They're worth treasuring. They're very nice. And then I'm going to be a little sneaky sneak. Ooh. Actually, factually, craptually, I get a better idea. I'm sinister. Let's do dispenser and then get some arrows. What? Have there always been this many? What? What are you? A shield? What's a luck? Luck stat? Is this Binding of Isaac? Strength? Get a strength card? Bad trip pill? Speed down? Speed up? We're playing Binding of Isaac, guys. I think the best Christmas I remember was the year that the Wii came out. And I don't remember what year that the Wii came out exactly. But we'll just do... I don't know what spectrum... Man, I don't know what half of these do. Let's do slowness. Let's do swiftness. Yeah, we'll do swiftness. Whichever one... Sorry, just stop talking. But whichever year that the Wii came out, I feel like that was probably my favorite Christmas. The reason I say that... I got a laptop. It was the first time I've ever gotten a laptop. At this point, I think I was Bone Block. I feel like I should do something with that, but we'll return back here. I'm going to go play more with these. I'm not a redstone expert. I'm not a building expert, but I prefer building to redstoning. I got a laptop, and I must have been 17 because I was still in high school. However, this was the last year of high school. Did that? Okay, so okay, I can ship this. At first, I was going to keep the laptop completely packaged until I got to college. This was a serious investment. I think what caused me to eventually open it up was Mom buying a computer game, and she said, "Kyle, this game's really boring and I don't understand it." Mom, this won Game of the Year from a lot of companies. I know, Kyle, but I just don't understand it. The game in question was Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. So I was like, well, Mom, if you don't want it, I'll play it. All right, here, Kyle, you can have it. I guess since I've already opened it. Thank you, Mom. She wasn't, her kind of video games are the point-and-click find-it games. You remember I Spy Book of Picture Riddles. Imagine that as a video game. That's more her speed. And that's understandable. You know, those are pretty fun games. But in addition to the laptop, after we opened up all the presents, it was almost like the Christmas Story. Because they brought a package around the corner, and it was a Wii. A Nintendo Wii. What? Where did you get a Nintendo Wii? I thought they were sold out. Well, one of her friends apparently had ordered one, and it didn't come, so they ordered a second one. And that one showed up, and then the first one showed up, and then Mom bought the second one off of her. And that's how we had a very Merry Christmas. And I say it's the best Christmas because it's the one that stands out the most in terms of gifts and stuff. But I think that that's always the one that I'm going to hold as being the most magical. Even as a kid, you know, you get kid toys, but that was kind of, I don't know, it was the Christmas before I went off to college, and even though I was at home for all of the Christmases, it was still, I don't think I've ever missed a Christmas at home. The one exception, sort of, is, and I was still there for this. I had, when I was working, I used to help adults with mental disabilities. But essentially the company will buy a house. Let's put a little bit of a lighthouse here, maybe. Not even a lighthouse. Let's put like a, I gotcha, fam. What would happen is what happened was the company would buy a house, and then using the gentleman's money, they would pay the mortgage, pay the rent, not the rent, the mortgage. They'd pay the bills, like the electricity, and there'd be a clothing, food, etc. And there'd be enough left over for the guys to go out and have fun. And it was a really good system because the company made a profit. They got to hire a lot of people, and the guys were out and about and able to hold down jobs. Some of them weren't. The guys that I wound up helping, I started off on one house. I was trained on 2 different houses, and by the time I left the job, I'd moved to the other house. I'll probably talk more about these guys in the future. They played a big role in my life. Pretty awesome guys. One of them, just all of them, but one of the Christmases, I got off at work at midnight, went home, got some sleep, woke up at like 6, about 6, opened presents, then went to work, and then spent Christmas with them from 8 in the morning until I think it was it midnight? I don't know if it was midnight or if it was, I'm not sure if it was midnight or if it was 4 in the afternoon. I'm going to say midnight. I feel like it was midnight, but I got gas that morning, and honestly I wasn't that tired. You'd think based on the amount of sleep I got, I'd be pretty tired, but no, it was a lot of fun. I got to spend Christmas with the guys, got to have Christmas dinner. So in my mind, I got 2 Christmases that year. I wasn't forced to work. I got 2 Christmases because the Christmas for them is just as magical as it is for a kid. And they were all excited about their gifts, and my God, they just had a magical time, and that magic is certainly contagious. Oh man, I'm gonna have to talk more about them in the future, but I think right now I'm probably gonna stray back into the younger era. Talk about, I don't know. I've got some other things I'm going to talk about, so we'll probably move on to that. I'm looking at the recording; it's about 20 minutes in, so I'm going to cut this one a little bit short, and see you guys next time.